Hey YouTube, what is up? How is everybody doing today? I hope your days are going good and your lives are going even better. We are going to be jumping into the band known as Spiritbox with the song called Rules of 9. I've only ever had one other Spiritbox song, which is on my channel very recently. Probably like a week, 2, 3, somewhere around there ago. And people on my Discord were bugging me to be like, do more Spiritbox, and people were like, do more Spiritbox. I was like, fine, I'll do more Spiritbox. Not that it's bad, but you know what I mean. Like, without further ado, let's jump into this. Sounds very much more gentle-like, to be fair though. Ooh, that is such a sick backing. The synths are so sick. Before we even jump into the chorus, man, it's starting off very slow, very ginger, like I already said. It's interesting. Like her voice is very entrancing. Like it's kind of like the tonality is kind of just drawing you into the music itself. The music itself is still quite slow. I'm assuming it's about to speed up as we're getting into the chorus itself, but it's kind of hard to know sometimes, man. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It depends. I'm assuming it will, but still, man. And into the lyrics we go. I offer my life. Kind of self-explanatory. Cursed in the shrine. Broken roots entwined. And I feel my insides breaking down. Bury it in time. So I offer my entire life cursed within the shrine. Within the shrine, we don't know it. The broken roots, the broken ties, the broken, like, a root is something that's holding something to the earth to feed it. And when that's entwining with other things, adding more and more things onto the feeding. And I feel my insides breaking down, burying those insides in time. And because it's very much a metaphoric sense, it's not really a legit meaning so far. The song's only just really started, so it's very difficult to find a meaning this early into a song. I want to be part of light, part of goodness, part of all of that. The treatise is kind of like where you break something down, like a waste of some kind. Like having a waste, having something open up my mind. If that is what you like, your lesions will blur the line. Lesions are like where you get attacked, aren't they? I'm pretty sure. Let me double check that actually, just so that I'm not talking complete bullshit. Lesions meaning, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I'm just double checking and fact checking myself just to be completely 100% safe and legit. Yeah, it's like a legion of an organ or something like that. So when you begin to cut apart your heart or your body, you will begin to blur that line between the light and the waste and everything else, and that type of, at least that's where we're going for. Sometimes the lyrics are very, very, very over the top in terms of like what they're trying to say. This could be one of those times for all I know, but we need to hear more of it to kind of know for sure. So let's go. Right, man, that's interesting. The growls are cool, they're fine, they're all 5 vocals, that's just standard for, you know what I mean. There's nothing, like, amazingly epic for me to break down in terms of, like, the way the vocals was done. It's just a straight fire screen, right? So, ignoring that for the most part, man, I was just doing it in a way to kind of emphasize the post-chorus rather than, you know, to differentiate, because you had the pre-chorus. The chorus itself had a lot of, what is it, how can I really explain it? It's kind of like entrancing elements into it, kind of drowning you into the music itself, because the music is going very whimsical. And then the post-chorus is kind of the growl to kind of be like, no, the chorus is done, this is just after that point, leading into the next bridge, and it just kind of is a way to separate each kind of the song. At least that's the way I'm really thinking. As for what the song is really about, we don't really know just yet, but we'll figure it out. I had a dream of a schism, the force, the wall of nines. The wall of nines, I don't know what it is. It could be anything for all I know. I'm not doing any research, quite obviously. I'm basically doing research as I go, like things that I don't quite understand. Like, I'm trying to get it from the song itself rather than trying to do some external research for the most part, man. Lads, I fucking hate trying to do external research or like going on to Genius and being like, what does this song mean? Like, how, like, a fuck ton of reactors do that, and I'm like, why? Make your own meaning, man. Stop being lazy. Living in a premonition, flowing from the same place I learned to give in. Like, living in a premonition of the future. A premonition is like watching the future before it happens, right? And that premonition is flowing from the same place that I learned to give in. It is such a strange place, so full of opposing forces. Like, you know how when two magnets come together on the same polarity, they pull apart, right? That's the same thing. That's an opposing force, as in force just going constantly. You know what I mean? That's just that type of thing. I had a dream of a schism to force the wall of nines. The wall of nines, I might need some extra help with, because I have no real idea. It could be a part of the album, it could be a part of anything, it could be very much a real thing that I just have no idea about right now, but regardless. In time, I learned the rule of a sadist. Entwine until there's nothing left to strain, no body full of pain to take from. Like, in time, I learned the rules of a sadist, of somebody who's, like, sadistic. Entwine there till there's nothing left to strain, till there's no more body with pain to take from. Till all that pain is gone and taken and the energy is absorbed from it. And you have to learn to go on from that point. And I'm assuming this song is about to get quite dark from how the lyrics are changing down, actually. Let's keep going. Okay, I know I just literally unpaused, but they said it's a cruel world. I learned the rules of a sadist. So I lay myself down in the shape of a body, as in, like, I lay my whole consciousness in the shape of a body, as if she's not really that body, she's just a big manifestation of that. As she lives in the figurative world, the figurative terms, like, she doesn't take things literally, she doesn't live in the literal, she lives in the figurative, in the, like, the ways around ways, like, so she's not in a body, she's figuratively in a body, you get what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. It's like a very cool play on words. I love the guitar, man. The guitar and the synths, I think, are so nice. Sick. That was a sick way to end, actually. Cool. Right there, that's the most perfect way to kind of end that. Like, to have that on the screen, that's just going like that. So what I loved about that, so the ending, she started in fry range and she went fry, Fry, mid, lower, false chord, and deep false chord. Like, she kind of just showed the whole of her range in like one after another, you know what I mean? So she went really high and all the way down. That was such a sick display of her talent. That's what I've been looking forward to see, how she's really going to show herself in Spiritbox, as I've only ever heard it in different bands, so just seeing it in this kind of style, it's new. The song is very different to the first one that I heard. It's very much, it sounds whimsical, it sounds over the top, it sounds, I want to say witchy. I don't know why I want to say witchy, but it sounds witchy to me. Like, I don't know what that even means, but like, that's literally the vibe I got from it. It reminds me of trying to be pulled into a trance, into a different kind of a world, you know what I mean? Like, trying to be pulled into something which is like strange, right? But it's interesting to say the very least. But let's go into the outro, man. My shrine, the premonition will die, and I learn to give. So instead of like being a sadist, she finally learns to give back, and she learns not to drain and take and take and take and drain and drain and drain. She learns to finally give. She lets those premonitions finally die. Not living in the future, in the figurative, trying to live in the literal, in the moment, in the present. I think it's just a way of going from maybe being some kind of monster into somebody who's much more controlled, and that shell building around yourself, hiding that monster inside of you, that type of stuff. It's a very cool concept. Like I said, her vocals are awesome. The band itself reminds me of Ginger for so many reasons. Like, for so many different like parts of the song, I just heard Ginger, and that's not a bad thing. Like, Ginger are a very good band, and I think these two bands really coexist very well together as the two very talented people, like singing, growling, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and two very talented bands which, yes, have similar styles, at least in some songs, but have their own uniqueness. Their synths and the way they play is very different, and it adds those unique styles and aspects into the music itself, man. Either way, this was sick, this was awesome. I'm so happy to be checking out Spiritbox. I thought I would never like this band. For the life of me, like, I don't know why, like, I've just heard, you know, when something gets overhyped to such a point that you just like, am I just gonna hate it because it's so overly hyped, man? Some things that get overhyped, just like, they could be the most amazingest things. It's why I miss bands like Lorna Shore, because it was so overly hyped in the reaction scene. I was just like, you know, I'm gonna miss out for it, and like, I missed out on it for a long time, and I don't know, I kind of go against that. That's part of my rebellious, like, part of my mind. That's just how I work, I think. But still, I hope you guys enjoyed, man. This was awesome. Like I said, have a wonderful day, evening, or night, and I will catch you guys in the very next video. Until then, take it easy.